in the restaurant, sure.
So first of all, welcome to everyone. We just have Jose who's online. He's showing us that he's in a church at the moment. So
I am with Andres too.
oh, you're with Andres too, really?
Yeah.
Ah, so which church is this?
Good is great.
Goodness gracious. Which church is this?
Mm,
What's the name of the church?
¿Cómo se llama esa iglesia? The Futures Adventist. Maybe. One moment.
Okay. So very interesting. We have Jose at the church, but I will let you, that's okay to not be in class because it's a good
Adventist church.
Jose and Andres are in church. Enjoy
Different
experience. Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad. I hope it goes well and we see you back in class soon. But listen in on the class. Okay, so let's get into class then. So welcome everyone everyone that is here in class. We have been looking at this unit, which has been about food, and we started with vocab about food. We looked at nouns and talking about countable and uncountable nouns. So when you have one or if you have many, and using words like some, any, you know. Okay, but today we have a reading. So we're going to read an article about food markets. We're going to use words like a lot of, much, many, and also do some speaking practice. So we're going to make a conversation, going to make up a story being in a marketplace. So food is what we are talking about all this unit. And let's get into it. Let's go to the markets. So the top 5 food markets. So where do you like shopping for food? Do you like going to the supermarket, the market, from lots of different shops on the main street? So high street means the main street, or you don't like to shop for food? So for me, because I don't have much time, I go to the supermarket, but I would like to go more to the market. So we have the Adelaide Central Market. Why? Because there's just more option, more variety. It's cheaper. It's just a nice environment with lots of different, you can speak to people there about the people that are growing, the people that are producing the actual fruit and vegetables. So I go to supermarkets because I don't have much time, like Coles and Foodland in Australia, but I would like to go more to markets. How about you? Where do you go for food? Where do you get your food from? Do you just maybe eat at restaurants, or do you buy, sometimes, you need to buy some food for your house, like bread and milk, even if you don't cook.
No?
No, in where? In Adelaide? Da Vinci? T? Is it like this? Da Vinci? That's a restaurant, but where do you go? Not to a restaurant, to buy food, to buy bread, milk, oranges, apples. Sorry, Coles? Coles, yep. So supermarket. Yep, supermarket. That's all supermarket. Does anyone go to the markets? The Adelaide Central Market? Let me show you this place. The Adelaide Central Market. Look at this place. There is so much. This is a market. There's so much options. And this is the one that's in Adelaide. It's in the center of the city. It's all different culture, mixed people, very helpful people.
Different countries.
Let's see.
For different foods.
Lots of different varieties and options. And it's in this building, the Adelaide Central Market, in the middle of the city, and just beautiful, fresh, food. So that's what a market is. So make sure you tick which option you do. So as I said, mine is more supermarket, but I do try to go to a market when I can. Okay, let's read the article about the markets around the world. So we know what a market is. There's just more options. There's people selling them. That's what a market is. Different to a supermarket. Okay, let's read, and you can repeat after me to practice your English. So the title of this article, an article means a short writing. So top 5 food markets.
5 food markets.
Food markets
Food markets.
are great places
Great place.
to find
And
interesting local food.
interesting.
Here are
Here are
our top
top
5 markets
5 markets.
from around the world. St. Lawrence, Toronto, Canada. St. Lawrence Food Market in Toronto is 200 years old. There are a lot of shops with every kind of meats and seafood. Pastries Market, St. Lucia. Naturally, this island in the Caribbean has a market famous for fish and fruit. Try the local sauce. It's very hot and spicy. Creta Ayer Wet Market, Singapore. There's a lot of different food here. And there's also a great restaurant upstairs. Go at around 6 a.m. and have some tasty noodles for breakfast. Number 4, La Veruria. I don't know. Bucciera, Palermo, Italy. I think I said that wrong. There aren't many markets in the world with live music. But in Palermo, musicians play and sing as shoppers buy their sausages and fresh pasta. Boar Market, London, England. Boar Market is 1,000 years old and famous with food lovers. It's open every day, but try to go early. It's very popular. So there isn't much food left by the end of the day. Okay, let's answer some questions. How old is St. Lawrence Market? 200 years old, yes. So let's write some notes. So 200 years old. $200 old. Okay, second question. What food can you buy in St. Lawrence Market? Yeah, meat and seafood. Yeah, meat and seafood. So I'll try to see our questions. So meat and seafood. Question 3. What is hot in Castru's Market? The local sauce. Local sauce. That's what's hot. What is upstairs at Creta Air Wet Market? The restaurant. Yeah. Make sure it's the Australian spelling, restaurant, the UK spelling. And what can you hear in La Vucciera? Live music. What days is Board Market open? Every day. Every day. Okay, so do you have a food market in your town or city? And what days is it open? So let's start with Brazil. Who would like to tell me about a food market in Brazil? We'll have a look together.
Market in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
São Paulo. Market in Brazil.
No? Okay. Let's go Rio. Let's see. Let's get the name. I want the So this one, Ipanema's Hippie Fair is a market. Let's go a different one. Fiera de Okay, this is a market. Let's have a look. It seems like yes, so it's a street market. You can get objects for house, lights, glass, toys, lots of things. I want more one that's more food. This is nice. Chat, but this is maybe Asian. Oh no. This is nice. Yes. How do I spell that? Just before that, I'll just quickly finish with Brazil. So in Brazil, there's this one, Chow Down. Has anyone been there? This is an amazing, wow, look at that. So it's got like historic old building around it. And everybody has little tents. Yeah. So this is lots of different foods in Rio de Janeiro. It's an outdoor market. That looks very beautiful. Greek. That's beautiful. I like how it's in between this building. Okay, Colombia. What do we have? How do I spell? C-O-R? Yeah.
Without E.
A.
E. E. E.
B.
E.
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 A. S. T. Corabastos. Okay. O. Colombia. Let's make sure we're in the right place. Is this the market that you were talking about? This one? Oh, wow. It's like, it's undercover. So it's all inside here. It looks very busy. This is this one? That's different. But inside,
But in every
yeah.
country is for us.
Ah, okay. Corabastos. So, wow, look what you can get. So all fresh fruit and vegetables and meat maybe as well, right? Wow.
Country
The whole country
that
comes here. And this is in which city? In Bogota. In Bogota. And oh, it's very big.
It's a place where it's free for every man
Yeah.
in the city. They they say for 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 big one,
For what?
big one, come on.
Yes. Yes. So we say wholesaler, like it's just a wholesaler size. So big amount. So when you want to go buy, like, yeah, you save. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Corabastos in Bogota. Yes. Beautiful market. And when does it open? Every day or just on the weekend? Every day? Yeah. Beautiful. Every day. And I guess, yeah, you can buy fresh food. Good. Okay, so let's look at some grammar. So we've talked about markets. We've looked at a market in Brazil. Well, I showed you first in Australia, the Adelaide Central Market. We looked at the one in Brazil and now in Colombia. Now we're going to talk about some grammar around words to do with food. We say a lot of and much and many. So if you have a look at these sentences, there's a lot of different food. There are a lot of shops here. There aren't many markets. There isn't much food. Do you eat a lot of or many apples? No, not a lot, not many. Do you eat a lot of or much cheese? No, not a lot, not much. Now, I know that's a lot. How do you know the rules? Let's look at the rules. So we say a lot of in affirmative, negative, and questions. What does that mean? It means affirmative means like when you say a positive sentence, like I like to read a lot of books. It's a positive sentence. It's got a subject, it's got the verb, like, and I'm just saying a noun, books, but a lot of. A lot of is the same as saying many. I like to read a lot of books. That's the affirmative sentence. And negative is like, I don't like to read a lot of books. And a questions is, do you like to read a lot of books? So a lot of just means many, and we use it in affirmative, negative, and questions. And we can say there is a lot of books. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of students in this room. There's a lot of chairs. There's a lot of, because remember I'm talking about objects. There's a lot of tables. Yes. So it could be used for uncountable and also countable. So uncountable only if it's there's a lot of water, there's a lot of bread. Remember your uncountable? I might just put this one first because we've always learned countable first. So let's look back. Countable, remember, is when I can count the noun. I'll just go back a little bit. You remember we did this when I can say, you know, an apple, and then I can say 2 apples, 3 apples. That's countable, you know, because I can put an S at the end of the noun. If you can put an S at the end of the plural noun, it's countable because I can count it. 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. But if it's uncountable, it means I don't put an S. So how do I talk about, I want bread, but I want more than 1 bread? I don't say 2 breads. I have to say I want 2 loaves of bread. So I must use the number first. And then I must say, depends if it's grams, kilo, bottle, pieces, slices, glasses, and then of. Don't forget the word of, and then bread. So I never put an S for uncountable nouns. I only say 2 loaves of bread, 6 bottles of water, 5 liters of orange juice, 2 kilograms of cheese, 6 liters of milk, 500 grams of salt. So I never put an S for uncountable nouns. I just use a different structure. I say the number, grams, liters, whatever, of whatever that noun is. So remember, countable and uncountable. The easiest way to know is because countable has the S. 2 apples, 3 apples. That's how I now know with the countable. So where we are today, I can say there are a lot of books. I can talk about the plural, countable, or I can say there is a lot of bread. There's a lot of bread around here. There's a lot of water. Maybe if I'm near a river or something. Wow, there's a lot of water. And we have a question. So I'm only just taking the rules from here. So we can have a question. For example, do you eat a lot of cheese? So the question is, do you eat a lot of noun, but it's both countable and countable. Do you eat a lot of apples? That's countable. Do you eat a lot of cheese? That's uncountable. And the answer, remember when we say do, straight away, yes or no first. No, yes would be your answer first. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Not a lot of, not many. You could answer. Okay, so let's look. We've looked at the rules for a lot of. Complete the rules with a lot of, much, or many. Sorry, that was a lot of. Let me talk about many. So many, we only use it with countable. So I like many books. I like, I eat many vegetables. We only use it with countable, but much is only with uncountable, and but only in the negative and questions. So I don't eat much bread. Do you eat much cheese? So that's how I use it. So they're the rules with a lot of, much, and many. So a lot of, much, and many. So let's look at the first one. We use what with countable or uncountable nouns? We use a lot of. Let's have a look. A lot of, countable and uncountable. That's the only one that I can use both. See how it's got the two rules? This one is only countable. This one is only uncountable. So I use a lot of with both countable and uncountable. So the answer for number 1 is a lot of. So a lot of. Number 2. We use what with countable nouns? Yes. We use what with uncountable nouns? Much? No? Well, yes. You could put yeah, much and actually, yeah, a lot of. I'm gonna go with both. Yeah. Number 4, we use many and much with questions. Let's have a look. With questions and negative. We use much. And a lot of. Okay, so let's get that into practice. If I go to number 5, we see we've got to rewrite some questions, rewrite some sentences. So let's practice that. And that will help us understand how to use these words, a lot of, many, much. So we know the rules. I'm going to keep this here so you can see the rules. That's the rules there. So it says, I don't eat a lot of fast food. So we could see it's a negative and I can use a lot of because I can't use much. Sorry, I can't use many in a negative, especially because the food is uncountable. And okay. Number 2, yeah. So he eats a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables. So how are you going to rewrite it with much or many? So remember, fruit and vegetables, that's countable and uncountable. So he eats many, yeah, many. So number 2, I'm actually going to say no, because it says rewrite the sentences where possible. You can't really use many, because many is only with countable. But remember, in our sentence, we've got an uncountable. We've got fruit and vegetables. You can't separate them. So I'm going to leave that sentence because only a lot, we can use them with both. So let me write some new rules. So a lot of is used with countable and uncountable. Many only countable, and much only uncountable. Maybe that's better. I'll put the rules a bit simple like that. So number 4, it's got accountable, which is vegetables, and uncountable. So I can't, the only way I can use it is only a lot of, because that's the only one that works with both. So I have to leave question 2. I cannot change it. So the first one, I'm just going to put a line like that, which means I'm not going to change the sentence. So be careful, because the question said where possible, which means if maybe you need to change it, maybe you don't. So I'm going to not change number 2. Do not change it. That's the correct way we talk about an uncountable and a countable. He eats a lot of. Number 3, there aren't a lot of local markets in my region. Markets is, that's the main word in the sentence. It's plural. It's countable. Many, because I can use countable, many. So number 3, there aren't many. I could change a lot of to many. There aren't many local markets in my region. Can you see how that works with many? Because markets is countable and countable many. Number 4, do you buy a lot of sweets for the children? So sweets, is that countable or uncountable? It's countable because it's got the S. So what can I change a lot of? Do you buy many? Yeah, because countable, many. So do you buy many sweets for the children? The same sentence as do you buy a lot of sweets for the children? Number 5, there isn't a lot of milk in the fridge. Milk, is that countable or uncountable? It's uncountable. So much, because uncountable much. So I could also say there isn't much milk in the fridge. Yeah, but I cannot say there isn't many milk in the fridge. I can only say there isn't much milk in the fridge, or there isn't a lot of milk in the fridge. So remember, the rules are here in the orange, in the yellow. Number 5, my family buys a lot of food from the supermarkets. Food, uncountable. So my family buys many is countable. We said, but much is uncountable. My family buys, but much can only be used in negative and questions. Much is only in negative and questions. But this is a positive sentence. My family buys a lot of food from the supermarkets. So what do I do? But much is negative in questions. This is a positive sentence. It's not a negative. It doesn't say my family doesn't buy. It's not a question. Does your family buy?
So
yeah, exactly. I don't change it because it's a positive. Only a lot of uncountable can be used in a positive. So I leave it. It stays the same. Number 6. Number 7, she doesn't put a lot of salt on her food. Salt is, yeah, salt is uncountable. So I could say much. Number 8. Do you eat a lot of strawberries in the summer? Strawberries is countable. Hey, Ronan. And it's a question. Many. Because strawberries is countable. Yep, and many. If I want, I can change it and write many. Yes. It's uncountable. Yeah, because I say I want 2 packets of salt. I don't say I want 2 salts. No, 2 packets of salt. Countable. Yeah, uncountable. Salt. So who is lost? No? So you all easy, right? Easy. Yep. So we're talking about using the words a lot of, many, and much with countable and uncountable nouns. So that's the rules right there. So you use a lot of when you're talking about countable and uncountable. You use many when you talk about countable, and much when you're talking about uncountable nouns. Okay, let's make some sentences. So if I say I eat a lot of Edward, what's your sentence? I eat a lot of blueberries. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. I eat a lot of blueberries because he used a countable noun. He could also say, if you wanted to, I eat many blueberries. Yeah, you could also say that if you want. Gustavo, what do you eat a lot of? Yeah, perfect. You used an uncountable noun. Yeah. David, what do you eat a lot of? Yeah, perfect. Pasta, uncountable. Wilda, what do you eat a lot of? Beans. Julian, what do you eat a lot of? Yep. So easy, because a lot of, we could use it for both countable and uncountable. So any words you could say it. I eat a lot of bread, milk, sugar, tea. Sorry, you don't eat tea. So yeah, it works with all of the nouns, right? Because you could use a lot of with both countable and uncountable. Yes, you would say I drink a lot of, yes. Okay, a negative, I don't eat much. Now we know much is used with uncountable in the negative. So we must only talk about uncountable nouns. So, Diego, I don't eat much. Remember uncountable? Yes, fish. I don't eat much fish. Good. So remember only in the negative much. So uncountable. Ronan, I don't eat much. That's uncountable. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. I don't eat much popcorn. Fernando, you must pick an uncountable noun. Huh?
Prawns.
What is it?
Prawns.
Prawns. Hmm. Yeah. Let's do, I don't eat many. So remember, many is with countable only. So Valeria, I don't eat many. So many, only countable nouns. I don't eat many. Yeah.
Eggs.
Eggs. Yeah. I don't eat many eggs. Countable nouns. Yeah. Italo. I don't eat many lobsters. Lobsters. You gotta remember it's countable and lobsters. Many, you're talking about plural, many lobsters. And one more, Clayton, I don't eat many apples. Yep. Good. Okay, so we talked about using the words a lot of, many, and much when I talk about an object to do with food. But I must think, is the object accountable or uncountable? Can I use it in a negative, question, affirmative? So different rules. Okay, let's get into talking about quantities and containers. So we're going to listen to a shopper, so somebody going out to a market, and from the article, which market is it? Remember we looked at the top 5 food markets in the article we read before. So let's listen to this audio and see which market is the person, the shopper, at. And then we're going to answer some questions. So I'll play it the first time.
Track 52, Unit 5B. Hello, can I help you? Yes, I'd like some bananas, please. These are nice and fresh. Okay. How many bananas do you want? 6, please. Okay. Anything else? Yes, I need some rice. How much rice do you want? A kilo? Yes, a kilo, please. Here you go. And what about some of this sauce? It's local. Is it hot? Yeah, it's hot. But it goes with anything. Yes, okay. How many do you want? Just 1 bottle. Oh, actually, 2. I can take 1 back to England. And I also need some bread. Do you sell any? No, but there's a place on the other side of the market. So that's 6 bananas, a kilo of rice, 2 bottles of sauce. That's
Which market? In St. Lucia? Okay, St. Lucia. Now let's listen and see how many bananas does he buy? How many kilos of rice does he buy? And how many bottles of sauce does he buy? Good for people who already know the answers. But last time.
52, Unit 5B. Hello, can I help you? Yes, I'd like some bananas, please. These are nice and fresh. Okay. How many bananas do you want? 6, please. Okay. Anything else? Yes, I need some rice. How much rice do you want? A kilo? Yes, a kilo, please. Here you go. And what about some of this sauce? It's local. Is it hot? Yeah, it's hot. But it goes with anything. Yes, okay. How many do you want? Just one bottle. Oh, actually, two. I can take one back to England. And I also need some bread. Do you sell any? No, but there's a place on the other side of the market. So that's 6 bananas, a kilo of rice, 2 bottles of sauce. That's
Okay, so we knew he was at the St. Lucia market because St. Lucia market, if you remember, it said this island is in the Caribbean and has a famous market for fish and fruit. Try the local sauce. It's very hot and spicy. So that's how we knew he was at that market. And how many bananas does he buy? 6. How many kilos of rice does he buy? 1 kilo. So we could say 1 kilo or 1 kilogram, but it's common to say 1 kilo. How many bottles of sauce does he buy? 2 bottles of sauce. Good, very easy. So we use now we're asking how much. So before we were saying I like bananas, I eat many bananas, I don't eat much, you know, I don't eat much fish, I don't eat much prawns. But now we're asking how much somebody wants something. Sorry, how many? So how many? Like I want to know how many apples does someone want? How many? So when we say how many, you put the noun and then you can say, do you need? Do you want? But that's with countable. But for uncountable nouns, we need to say how many grams, kilos of something do you want? So, no, how many? Sorry, how many? Yes, but not now. We're not talking about price now. We're just talking about quantity. Quantity means like the size. You know, how many apples do you want? So you can use it with both countable and uncountable, but we just need to put the noun here if it's countable. How many apples do you need? In the plural. Or how many grams, kilos of apples do you want? So that's how we know. So let's look at the pictures and complete the description. So we're looking at uncountable. How do I know? Because it says at something of. That's the structure for uncountable. So number 1, what do I want? At something of sauce. I've got the words in the box. Yeah, I want a bottle of sauce. Exactly. A bottle of sauce. So bottle was the first one. How about 2, as something of chocolate? Yes, a piece. So we have a piece of chocolate because you break it and it becomes a piece. Number 3, a slice. Slice. So it could be a slice of cake. You see, because you can cut it. So it's a slice of something that you can cut, a slice of pizza. Yep. Yep. So if you want, I want 2 slices of pizza. Number 4, as something of water. Yep, glass. A glass of water. So remember, these are uncountable nouns. It means that we cannot put an S to the noun. We have to say at something of and then the noun. There's never an S to the noun. Number 5, as something of pasta. A packet. A bag is more like a bag of potatoes, like it's a, like it's a bag. It's more big, I feel. But this is a packet of pasta because it's like it's a smaller packet. It's not really a bag. It's a packet. Think of it like it's plastic. If it's in plastic, then it's a packet of something. A packet of chips, a packet of lollies, a packet of yeah, actually, if you buy it and it's in like a little packet, yeah, a packet of 6 brownies. So you can imagine it's in a plastic, Number 6, a what of tuna? Tin. 7, a what of flour? Kilo. So anything that's powder, a kilo of flour, a kilo of sugar, a kilo of corn flour, a kilo of baking powder. I mean, anything that's like powder. But also if it's like it could be nuts, beans, a kilo of meat. Yeah, it could be meat. So a kilo could be used for a lot of things. Because that's how they measure it, the weight. And the last one, as something of rice, a bag. So I imagine a bag is a different material. It's not plastic. So that's why we say a bag of rice, a bag of potatoes. Sometimes you can buy potatoes in those bags. Okay, so that was easy. Talking about uncountable nouns, more than one. We're not just saying I want a bottle of, sorry, this is talking about one because it says but we can talk about many. I want 2 bottles of sauce. I want 6 pieces of chocolate. I want 8 slices of pizza. I want 7 glasses of water. Okay, now we have how many, which we talked about before, which is with both countable and uncountable. But now we have how much. So how much is only with uncountable. So you can't say how much apples you want. You'd say how many apples do you want? How much rice do you want? So in our examples, how much rice do you want? And the answer is a kilo. So we use it with questions with how and negative. So which question asks about countable nouns? Countable? Many. How many? So for the first one, how many? Which one asks about uncountable nouns? Many and much. And much. Uncountable, uncountable. So which one asks about countable? Only many. Uncountable, sorry, countable many. But which one with uncountable? Many and much. So let's look at these sentences and then we'll have a break. So how many? Because apples is countable. We know we can only use many, countable.
Yes.
So how many? So I'll put some answers at the end here. It's going to be a little bit small, but so the first one, how many apples would you like? 6, please. Number 2, how something sugar. Sugar is uncountable. How much sugar do you want? We can use it in the with many, but we must say how many grams of sugar do you want? But because it's just a simple how much sugar do you want? If we're only going to put one word, how much? Or remember, I'll just put slash. You could have said, how many grams of sugar do you want? Number 3, how something tins of tuna do you need? How much? How many tins of tuna? How much tins of tuna? Negative.
Question is how much of
How much tuna do you need? Yes. Yeah, because it has this many. Yeah. Unless you just want to put tuna by itself, you could say how much tuna do you want, or how many tins of tuna do you need? So the answer, how many? How many tins? Number 4, how something packets of pasta do you want?
What?
How many? Many. Okay, so number 4 was how many packets of pasta? And the last one, how much cheese. Because much, uncountable. Unless you want to say how many yes of cheese do you want? Yes. So remember, you can use both, but you must, if you're going to say with the uncountable, you must say how many, remember, grams, kilo, bottles, packets, whatever of that, or just how much. Yes, you use how many, unit of measure. Okay, so I think your minds need to relax a little, Diego, I can tell. I know. That's why we will take a break, relax our minds a little, and when we come back, put these words more into practice in a conversation group. So we'll have fun doing that. So we'll come back in about 30 minutes. Because I'm thinking too, it's hurting my mind. Because I speak normally, I don't think. When you speak your language, you don't think. But okay, have a break. We'll come back. Thank you, Jim. It's difficult for you in English? Okay, so welcome back and welcome to the boys from church. Yes, Jose and Andres. Good. How was church? Tell us. Was it good? Did you have a good time? A little bit? Okay, so what we're going to do now, so remember we've been talking about food and being at the markets and asking what we want, saying what we want, and now being able to respond when we get asked, how much do you want? How many? So we're going to go into groups. Okay, so I'm going to put you into groups, everyone. And I'm going to give you a country. Yeah, everyone? So I'm going to give you a country in your group, and you're going to pretend that you are in that country. You're going to find a market, and you're going to make a conversation, a role play, and come up and show us. So let's get into teamwork, and then we'll come back and watch the role. Okay, so if you remember, we were doing group work and we're in the market. So each team had a country, and they had to look for a market in that country, a real market, and then they had to create a conversation in the market. So the first team that we have is in a market in Valencia in Spain, and it's called Plaza del Mercado. So this is the market where they are in. It looks amazing. So it's indoors, there's lots of natural light. It looks very clean, very beautiful. Very nice market. So we are in Spain, in Valencia, and let's watch the first team make a conversation in this market. So this is going to be interesting because it's a group of
Okay. Welcome on the Central Market, Valencia. Morning, sir. I need some time. How much ham do you need?
The amount you need is 5 kilos. It's 5 kilos. So 5 kilos of ham do you need?
I get 2 kilos.
What want?
I want.
Yeah. What?
I want 2 kilos. How much? How much is it? How much is it?
Yeah. So that is for
It is $10. Kilo. Thanks.
Well, how many kilos? Well, I would say 1 kilo. Oh, 3 kilos. So it's $30. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
Hi, can I get five orange? Orange. That is $7.
7.
7B.
Yes, so I think that would be 7.
Would you like anything else? No, thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. See ya.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. You have the.
Do you have any eggs? Fine, fine. Do you have any eggs? Because we use the egg, but we have many eggs. Just want to know, do you have any eggs? Yes,
Yes,
good. Yes, we do.
I got it. I got it.
No, yes, we do.
Yes, we do now. This costs $6.
We don't know how many you want. So how many do you want?
How many do you want? What's
I need to tell.
okay?
I need 2 eggs.
To tell. Well.
Oh,
12. 12.
that's 2,000. So 24 eggs, 12.
12 eggs.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, mate.
Hello, hey, how are you?
That's great.
Yeah. Hello, mate. How are you, mate? It's like 500 grams this minute
Of what? How many grams of
of foods.
what? Noodles?
Yes. Looks like 500 grams of nuts. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. Oh, sure. So you can tell you what you like,
Check it.
500 grams, yeah? Here you go.
Thank you, mate.
Here you go. Yeah, I know nuts.
Yes. Here,
We just say, here you go. And he said,
Here we go.
here you go. Here you go.
No.
So thank you for having Really quickly, just with pronunciation, when you have a U in the word, it must be an A, like nuts. And also, we have to ask, how can I help you? How may I help you? And when you give the item to someone, you say, here you go. Would you like anything else? So very good. Okay, do we have the next group who is going to be in a market? Let's look up the country where they will be. Okay, next team, they are in France in a market called Allegri. Let's have a look. Allegri market in France. So this is the marketplace that they are at. So it looks very beautiful, lots of fruit and vegetables, well presented. I like the chalkboard. So this is where we are, lots of bread. Okay, so let's listen to a conversation of a group that are in a market in France. I forgot to mention, if you are in France, bread is very big. I hope somebody's ordering bread. France love their bread, their pastries, but let's see. Okay, so this next group, they are in France, and let's listen to the grammar that they use. See?
Hello. I have a mother. Hello. Welcome, madam. How can I help you?
Hello. Yes, today we are going to make ratatouille. And we need to buy the ingredients.
Excellent. We start. Yeah.
Oui, nous sommes sick.
How much do you need? How many do you need? Yes. How many kilos?
Of tomatoes. We need a kilo. We need 2 kilos of tomatoes. We need 2 kilos of tomatoes.
Okay. Anything else?
Would you like? Yes, we need only olives.
Olive oil.
Sorry.
No, olive oil. Olive oil. And I asked, a bottle?
Yes, one bottle.
Yes,
Bottle,
please.
please.
Okay, you must need garlic and onion, right?
Yes, please. A kilo.
How the kilo? Okay, anything else?
I think we are done.
Okay, if you need anything else, I'm here to help. Good dinner to you. Enjoy you. Okay. Okay, but more casual. Okay. Okay. Have a great evening.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Es lo que vamos a vender tomates.
Thank you.
Very good. So I love with Ronan being the person that sold. He was very good at selling. He made sure he asked, do you need anything else? How many kilos do you need? So very good questions from the salesperson and good answers. You know, they were saying, no, that's, we're all done, or we need something else. So very good. Okay, next team. Yes, yes, the last team. You can't go. You must stay to watch. Okay, last team. Let's look at which country they are in. Okay, so now the next group, they are in Portugal. See you. They are in Portugal at a market called Pingo Doce. What does that mean? Does it mean sweet? Dolce, sweet. Sweet drop. That's interesting. Sweet drop. So it's at a market in Portugal called Sweet Drop. Let's watch their conversation that they're having in a market in Portugal. So let's watch.
Yes, yes.
Oh, very professional.
Welcome the Pingo Doce. The Pingo Doce market in Portugal. Good day. Good day. How can I help you today?
How can I help you?
You today? I can you? I help you today.
Please. We are looking for some Portuguese made products.
Product.
What do you have?
Of course. I sure regional fresh cheese. Much for today.
How
How
much?
much? How much? How much? 5 euros. Please more. Euros. 5 euros today. For today. Only for today. Only cheese.
Wow, that's amazing. How much do we need?
Oh, only cheese.
Oh.
What
Else it has?
Okay. Also, I had white potato, 2 onions, 1 apple or avocado, 1 tomato, 1 apple, and the only bread for today. After be bacon or salt. Okay.
How many potatoes do we need? One do we need?
20.
All-
20 euros, 5 euros, 1 euro, 3 euros, a kilo. It's 28 about 1 kilo.
It's so expensive.
Oh, for today is for this continent. Discount for today.
No, we
For you.
gotta make it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good day.
We go and come back.
Okay. Okay, bye.
But he had such good energy to be a salesperson, and he was telling them the price and that. I love what Vivi said. Vivi said a lot of Jose. Vivi said a lot of professional with you guys. So that was funny. She's laughing and she gives you guys a clap. So really good. It's a shame they didn't buy anything, but I guess they could have had a conversation. I guess Jessica and Wilda could have said, oh, sounds pretty expensive. Let's go somewhere else. So you could have added sentences like that. Let's have a look somewhere else. He sounds pretty expensive. I don't think you were expensive. You said sale, discount, you know?
Okay.
But yeah, but anyways, I don't know if they bought anything or if they didn't, but yeah, that was very interesting to watch. So thank you for watching that, being in the markets and knowing how to ask what we want, knowing how to say how much we want of something, and for the salesperson to answer our questions, to serve us and give us how much of the fruit or the vegetable or the product that we need. So very interesting to see that. We will continue next lesson. Next lesson, we are looking at food labels. So when we buy things, usually there's a label at the back of the food. We're going to look at that and see what that's all about and understand that. So until next lesson, we'll see you then. Bevy, bye.